bring our panel back. Patrice Leon-Wuka, Eric Schiffer. Patrice, I'm going to start with you on this topic this time. It took Facebook a long time, I think, and especially in our world here. You take 5 days to respond to something like this if you're Zuckerberg or even Sheryl Sandberg. What do you make of the way they've handled it and what the fallout will be from here?
I think they've handled it in a way that shows that they have no clue what they want to do or what they can do in this situation. You know, hearing from Zuckerberg that, you know, at this point it's not a question of whether there should be regulation, but that, hey, they welcome it, is disconcerting. I mean, it's concerning because, you know, Facebook will probably weather this, but they're going to have a heavy hand in any sort of regulation that comes out. And what happens with regulation, with regulating technology, is that it limits, probably will limit competition. So any new social media platform.
I get that, but you're saying, Patrice, that Facebook will have too much influence in that? Is that your point?
It's very possible that they'll be able to guide whatever regulations come out of this. And any new competition, you know, will start from a position of disadvantage, frankly. And then we don't know how innovation is going to develop as a result of any new regulations.
It's funny, Eric. I don't think Facebook has a friend of the world now, politically. If you think about it, I mean, Republicans are not, you know, normally the biggest fans of everybody out in Silicon Valley to begin with, and you're not going to get a Democrat defending kind of the behavior here. So nowhere to turn if you're Zuckerberg or Sandberg, is there?
Well, I think we have to remember that there still are tens of millions of users of Facebook. There's even more of Instagram. So they're not going to get eviscerated from the planet today. They're going to be around. They will make it through this. But it's a wake-up call. They got slapped in the face for disrespecting so many Americans and people around the world with their data. I still don't think they get it. I still think that there's an arrogance that somehow this was okay. I mean, their initial response was one of the worst responses in the history of modern-day crisis management. I mean, it was terrible. But they have this war chest. Let's not forget. I mean, they have millions, tens of billions of dollars of potential to be able to spend.
And by the way, as a final point, that's funny, the hacker way we're looking at now. As a final point, Patrice, this is not just a Facebook issue, this whole data thing, you know?
It's a broader issue for the technology industry to think about. But as users, I mean, we have given up a tremendous amount of information about ourselves, from our messages to our phone calls to our photos. And the question is, how do we retain or regain some control over that? And I think that's a conversation for society, for public policy, and for technology to be having.
I think a lot of people went into their Facebook settings, started deleting the access to some of the apps this week. Eric and Patrice, good to see both of you. Have a good weekend.
Thanks
a lot.
Good to see you.
All right, quick break. We'll be right back after this.